the rest of the answers for your review sheet, starting with number 14. Which is the equation of the axis of symmetry of the parabola whose equation is y equals x squared minus 4x plus 2? So, you know you're always going to have an x equals equation for axis of symmetry. So I'm getting rid of choice C and D. And then I'm going to figure out what the vertex is for that parabola. X squared minus 4x plus 2. And it's going to be 2, negative 2. So I'm going to steal that x coordinate. So it's going to be x equals 2 as my answer. For number 15, which is an equation of the axis of symmetry of x squared minus 6x plus 9? Same thing as number 14. I'm getting rid of any y equals choices because it's always an x equals equation. And then I'm going to find out what the coordinate is for the vertex. So x squared minus 6x plus 9. I'm going into my calculator. And my vertex is 3, 0. So I'm going to steal that x coordinate. So my answer is x equals 3. For number 16, turning point of the parabola x squared minus 4x plus 4. Same thing as before. I'm going into my calculator. X squared minus 4x plus 4. And my turning point is 2, 0. Again, I can use my table if I want and see that 2, 0 is the center here. My 1's line up, my 4's line up, my 9's line up, and my 16's line up. So 2 doesn't have a buddy, so that means that 2, 0 is my turning point. For number 17, the vertex of the parabola x squared plus 8x plus 10 lies in which quadrant? So x squared plus 8x plus 10. So just to refresh our memories, my quadrants go like this. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So when I look at this graph here, this is my vertex down here. That's going to lie in quadrant 3, the bottom left. So that's quadrant 3. So my answer is choice C. That's a review. Your quadrants. Number 18, which is true of the graph of the parabola whose equation is x squared minus 2x minus 8. So you're going to have to use your calculator for this to look at the graph. X squared minus 2x minus 8. And it says the x-intercepts are at 2 and negative 4. So here's my x-intercept, negative 2 and positive 4. So it's asking me which one's true. So that's going to be choice C, negative 2 and positive 4. Choice 1 is giving me the wrong signs. And then D says there are no x-intercepts, which is not true. I crossed the x-axis twice here. And then B is telling me I only have one x-intercept, which is not true. 19, the equation of the axis of symmetry. So again, I always need to have an x equals equation. So I'm getting rid of those y equals equations. I'm finding out what the turning point is of x squared minus 8x minus 7. Here's my turning point, 4, negative 23. and I am stealing my x equals my x coordinate and creating an x equals equation. So x equals 4 is my axis of symmetry. 20 is y-intercept, x squared minus 2x plus 3. We talked about how to do this using the graph before. I want to show you how to do this without the graph. So the y-intercept is always the y value when x equals 0. So I can just plug in 0 for x. So 0 squared is 0, 2 times 0 is 0, and then plus 3. So my final answer is 3 as my y-intercept. That's also a review from last year, finding the y-intercept. Which equation can represent the parabola in the diagram for number 21? This is a open-down parabola. So that means I have to have a negative number in front of the x squared, like a and d. So I can throw away choice B and choice C. And then I shifted my parabola down some amount of units. I'm not sure how many units that is because this isn't labeled, but I know that I subtracted something. So I must have gone down 3 units. So that one was choice D. Coordinates of the turning point of the parabola. Again, you're going to plug this into your calculator. X squared minus 6x plus 8. And I see my turning point. If I look at my table, I can clearly see my turning point is going to be 3, -1, because I don't have a match there for -1. So 3, -1.